Hi everyone, this video is going to be a full swatch and review for MAC's newest Spring 2019 collection. The collection is called Boom Boom Bloom, and it is currently available for purchase through MAC Cosmetics. It will also be launched in stores shortly and should be available also shortly through retailers like Nordstrom Online and Ulta. I'll put a link in the description box below to where you can purchase it online and a link to Ebates because you can actually get cash back through your order if you purchase online, through MAC, through Nordstrom, through Ulta, and through hundreds of other retailers. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel, hit that red subscribe button, and follow Allura Beauty on Instagram because there will be a giveaway coming up shortly for Instagram followers and YouTube subscribers. If you have not checked out the latest video, I encourage you to do so. I think many people don't know that Revlon has new liquid highlighters on the market. I have actually been using them in a different way and I love them for a use other than highlighting. So I will link that in the upper right hand corner for you to see. I also in that same video test out the new items in the Candid collection and do a wear test. So all of that stuff is in that video for you to see. And of course, if you haven't seen the swatch comparisons for Anastasia's Sultry palette versus the new Urban Decay Naked palette, that one is interesting too. I'll link that also in the upper right hand corner for you. All right, let's jump into this collection, do some swatches, including lip swatches of the lip products, and I'll give you my first impression thoughts on the quality of the individual items. So the description by MAC on this says, put the boom into bloom, get swept up into spring with a petal-powered collection and keep the bloom alive. This is a limited edition lineup featuring exclusively designed Sakura painted packaging, includes cherry blossom scented prep and prime fix, which I'm not showing in this video, highlight powders, lipsticks, lip glosses, and an eyeshadow palette. So let's first take a look at the two highlight powders that are released with this collection. These retail for $30 each. And I love the packaging in this collection. It is very clean and bright and spring and very pretty. Compact opens like other MAC powders, although they now have this ridge in the lid here. I don't think it functionally does anything, but it's a little different. There is a beautiful embossed design of waves and flowers on top, and there is a duochrome shimmer surface there. So this first shade here is called Frill Real. And the second shade is called Spring Bling. MAC describes these as highlighters in two shade waves that feature a unique cherry blossom design embossed into the powder. The final look is well polished with a sheer veil of color that blends effortlessly into the skin. So it warns us ahead of time that it will be sheer. Let's see how much we can get out of each powder. So MAC, like many other companies, has been guilty of having these beautiful looking powders that actually are just an overspray on the top. So I'm gonna swipe a more dense brush on the surface first to see if that duochrome comes off. If it does, then you'll know that the subsequent swatches are not this, what you see on the surface of the pan, unfortunately. And if it keeps going, then great, that's what we will swatch. So, oh gosh, that was, the disappointment came so much more quickly than I was expecting. But yes, that is definitely just an overspray. Let's see if it seems uniform underneath, or if there's an ombre of color. Nope. Oh man, it looks like it's just this one pale shade underneath. So there's the reveal. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure the surface is completely clean of the overspray so that when I swatch it for you, you'll get to see truly the shade that you're getting with the entirety or most of the product. And just for the sake of it, I'll swatch that overspray for you. That would have been pretty nice in terms of a shade. So here we're swatching Frill Real with an angled powder brush. This is supposed to be a light pastel pink. And I am swatching this over a light layer of foundation to kind of mimic how it would appear on the face. So you can see it's very, very, very pale and not very shimmery. I'm going to go ahead and build it up with a second layer here. The powder itself is very soft. It is on the powdery side. Okay, and let's do the same with Spring Fling again. A nice duochromed, even ombre'd sheen there. but it is a light golden overspray. It's a little harder to actually tell with this one, but as I go, you can tell that underneath it's just a uniform, not really that shimmery bronzy color. Okay, so again, just to show you what the overspray looks like, not that you're going to be able to use that more than a few times. Okay, very pretty. And swatching Fleur Real, this is described as a red brown. Got much better pigmentation on this one. I'll add a second layer just to build it up, but you don't really need it. And of course you could also use this as a bronzer if you had medium to lighter skin. And the shimmer is also more apparent on the second shade there. So here you go up close. I just don't see this being really, I mean, it just looks powdery on the skin. I think it would not look like a nice shimmering highlighting powder on a lot of skin tones. Let's go ahead and do some finger swatches, see if we get anything different. Oh, so maybe if you did a heavier, denser application, might get a little more, but again, I just feel like this is gonna look chalky on the skin. So there's a much denser finger application to give you an idea of maybe what you could build it up to. All right, next up, let's look at the 9-pan eyeshadow palette. This retails for $33. Once again, very beautiful packaging. This palette is called Kabuki Doll, and as always, I will swatch these eyeshadows left to right, top row to bottom row, and I will do so over eyeshadow primer with an eyeshadow brush from Sigma. In terms of the description, Max says this is a well-edited palette featuring a color wave of warm, neutral hues offering countless shade combinations. Features textures from frost to matte to Velux Pearl for creating a variety of looks. The saturated soft hues are packaged in one compact for portability, and it features special edition packaging. The first shade is called Dust Off. This is a frost finish shade in a soft beige shimmer color. Next is Making Mauve Moves, which is a matte finish shade in a mauve pink color. Next is Tokyo Drifter, which is a Velux Pearl finish shade in a shimmery mid-tone taupe color. Don't Be Coy is a frost finish formula with a rosy gold color. This one's pretty flaky. You'll probably want to pat this on the lid with your finger or use a dampened brush. Next is Spice Dynasty. This is a matte shade in a yellowish brown color. Next is Bamboozled, another Velux Pearl finish shade in a pinky bronze color. Fortune Cookie is a frost finish shade in a frosty rusted pink color. Kabuki Doll is a matte formula in a plum red shade. And last is Kyoto Kitty. This is another frost finish formula in a red bronze shade. Again, very flaky, so I would suggest patting it on with your finger or using a dampened brush. I'll go ahead and show you that now. We'll start with Kyoto Kitty, which we just did with a dry brush. It's much more smooth. You don't get flakes of glitter flying in the air when you use this foiling method. And Don't Be Coy is the other one that was flaky, so I'm going to also swatch that with a dampened brush. Once again, you're avoiding all that flakiness. You get a much more metallic and smooth finish with the foiling method on those shades. Okay, so there is the palette with all 9 shades swatched with a regular dry brush. Pretty good actually overall, although I would use those 2 frost shades with a dampened brush the way we did at the very end here. Next up, we have 4 lip glosses. These retail for $18.50 each. Here is the packaging, and when you open them up, they have slightly slanted doe foot applicators. MAC says this is a lineup of 4 pink lip gloss colors for every skin tone that create a high gloss, glass-like finish or a subtle sheen. Designed to be worn on its own, over lip pencil or lipstick, it's the perfect product for creating shine that lasts. Supposed to be pigmented, very shiny, and impart subtle or dramatic color. It contains jojoba oil to help soften and condition the lips and features special edition packaging. This shade is For the Frill of It, Pinkaboo, Heart Melter, and Cherry Mochi. For the Frill of It is a pearly light pink. Pinkaboo is a bright blue pink. Heart Melter is a mid-toned rosy pink. And Cherry Mochi is a warm raspberry pink. All right, those are your 4 lip gloss shades. And last up, we have 5 limited edition lipsticks. These retail for $19.50 each. The description by MAC says an exclusive lineup of 5 pink and berry hues to complement every skin tone with special edition packaging. Once again, very cute packaging, same design carried over with a pink accent metal in the center. This is the shade High Fructise. Not sure why it's come so damaged, but that's what the shade looks like in the bullet. Next is Framboise Moi. Third is Hey Kiss Me. Another one that came kind of damaged. This is called Tisk Tisk. And this one is actually kind of falling out of the packaging itself. And this is Wagasa Twirl. Again, has the same defects as the other one. Not sure what's going on with MAC on these lipsticks. We're going to start with Hey Kiss Me, which is a pastel pink. And this has a cream sheen finish. Wagasa Twirl is a dirty blue pink with pearl, but then it says it's a matte finish. Tisk Tisk is a bright warm pink with a matte finish. And Framboise Moi is a raspberry pink with a matte finish. All right, so there are your lipstick shades. Looks like 4 mattes, although one is supposed to be a matte with a pearl, and then that first one was a cream sheen finish. So kind of not surprisingly, the best part of this collection is the packaging. Although I will say, I think the eyeshadow is very good, eyeshadow palette is very good quality. I don't think that you are putting any money down the drain by purchasing that if you are looking for a very solid neutrals palette that leans pretty much warm throughout. In addition, I don't have anything truly negative to say about the lip glosses or the lipsticks. With the exception, of course, that having 3 of the 5 lipsticks come with the bullets damaged before I ever even opened up the lipsticks concerns me that, and it makes me think that maybe there is something wrong on the manufacturing end to have the very same kind of damage to 3 of those products. Let me know, please, in the comment section below if you purchased any of the lipsticks from this collection and had any of them look similar to the way my lipsticks looked when I showed them on camera. So in terms of formulation, the lipsticks are creamy, they have great pigmentation, even the cream sheen, which has a more sheer pigmentation, has good color to it. And similarly with the lip glosses, you should expect to have more sheer color. That's the way lip glosses are. They are not meant to be opaque and pigmented. All of the lip products have that classic kind of sugary vanilla scent that MAC's put in their lip products. So they have those also. It's just not anything super unique in terms of the colors. But if you don't have any of those shades and you like the formulations for those, I don't think you are going to feel like you wasted your money on those either. And of course, on top of that, the packaging, especially with the lipstick bullets, I don't know if it picked up on camera, but those lipstick bullets not only have that beautiful petal design on them with the white background, but the white packaging also is opalescent. So it has an opalescent shimmer to it that is just really, really, really pretty. Of course, the most disappointing part of the collection is going to be the highlighting powders. In fact, the deeper bronzing shade is comparatively more impressive. It has pigmentation, it will show up on the skin without having to layer a bunch of layers. But for both of them, that sheen and overspray that you get is a false representation of the actual color, product, and finish that you probably expect to get with the powder itself. And that paler shade actually has a very low amount of shimmer, and I think is going to look chalky on a lot of skin tones. So I probably wouldn't invest any of my money if you're going to buy some of this collection in either of those two highlighting powders. All right, that's a wrap up for MAC's new Boom Boom Bloom collection. Again, please feel free to leave any sort of comments with any sort of thoughts. It's been a long time since I did a review on a MAC collection because I think MAC is changing a little bit. The kinds of collections that they're putting out aren't really like this anymore. They've had a lot of recent collections that focus more on a particular type of product instead of a collection with a whole bunch of different types of products that center on a theme. And just in general, I haven't really been drawn to the collections lately, and that's why you haven't seen them featured on the channel as much. And I think that consumers similarly, the hype for MAC has really died down a lot in terms of buying every collection and every item and things like that. So if you have any thoughts on that, feel free to share that too. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.